All right, folks, gather around because we've got ourselves a classic David versus Goliath story. This time it's about property taxes and a big old apartment complex called The Crossings. The county assessor, probably with dollar signs in their eyes, slapped a hefty property tax bill on them. But the folks at the Crossings apartments, they weren't having it. They took it all the way to the Assessment Appeals Board, and guess what? They won big time. This wasn't just some small victory either. This was a full-on tax reduction smackdown. It shines a light on the importance of fair assessments and how sometimes, just sometimes, the little guy can win against the system. So, how did this whole kerfuffle start? Well, it all boils down to one number, the assessed value of the Crossings, at over 95 million.00, and the cost to build at 56 million, a property tax savings of over 500,000 per year and 5 million over 10 years. The county assessor, probably using an abacus and a wishful thinking dartboard, came up with one number. This number, my friends, was high. The Crossings apartments, armed with their own set of calculators and a healthy dose of skepticism, came up with a completely different number. Surprise, surprise, their number was much lower. This disagreement, this clash of the calculators, is what sent this case to the appeals board. It was a classic case of he said, she said, but with spreadsheets, lots and lots of spreadsheets. Now, determining the value of a property as big as the Crossings isn't as easy as checking Zillow. It's a complex process, kind of like trying to assemble IKEA furniture after you've already finished the meatballs. The Crossing apartments, in their infinite wisdom, decided to use something called the income approach. This fancy pants method basically looks at how much money the Crossings could generate in rent. They factored in lease agreements, market sales data, and even brought in an independent appraiser to back them up. This wasn't just some back-of-the-napkin calculation. This was a full-on, data-driven argument. Section 4, feeling the economic squeeze. But wait, there's more. The Crossings apartments didn't stop there. They knew that property values don't exist in a vacuum. They're influenced by all sorts of external factors like the economy. Remember that whole global pandemic thing? Yeah, well, that threw a wrench in everything, including the real estate market. Section 5, board says, show me the money and the data. The Assessment Appeals Board, bless their impartial hearts, listened to both sides. They looked at the county assessor's numbers. Then they looked at the Crossings apartments' mountain of evidence. And you know what they said? Show me the money. Okay, maybe they didn't say it exactly like that, but they basically sided with the Crossings apartments. They agreed that the initial assessment was too high and ordered a significant reduction in the property's assessed value. They had the data, the analysis, and the expert opinions to back up their claims. It was a victory for common sense, for fairness, and for anyone who's ever felt like they were being overcharged. It was about something much bigger, the importance of fair market valuation. There are actual laws and regulations in place to make sure that property assessments are based on reality, not just some arbitrary number pulled out of a hat. It's about making sure that everyone plays by the same rules, even if those rules are about as exciting as watching paint dry. Section 7, ripple effects, a win for the Crossings, a sign for others. So what does this all mean? Well, for the Crossings apartments, it means a big sigh of relief. It means a lower tax bill, more money in their pockets. It shows that when property owners believe they're being overassessed, they have the right to appeal. And who knows, maybe this case will inspire others to do the same. Maybe it'll make the county assessors think twice before inflating those property values. One thing's for sure, this win for the Crossings is a win for fairness and transparency in the often murky world of property taxes, and that's something worth celebrating. The Crossings in this matter were represented at the assessment appeal by Dino DeFazio and Timothy McCandless of lowerpropertytaxca.com and can be reached at 949 400 2097.